Investigators are looking for anyone that might have seen this, anybody with information about the car that was the hit and run car, or anybody that might have surveillance or security video in the area, either just before or just after 3:39 Thursday morning. If they check their cameras, see a car driving on Congress Ave. While you may think it's nothing, it may be something to help our investigators. You can call West Palm Beach Police, or if you have information, you can call Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County, remain anonymous, and be eligible for a reward if that tip leads to an arrest.
You know how fast the individual was going when he hit the worker?
Traffic investigators have not provided a speed estimate as to how fast that vehicle was going, but what I can tell you is it was enough force to make that worker become airborne, catapulted him, landing onto another worker in the roadway.
Was the vehicle that struck the man, was it going north or south on Congress here?
The question was the direction of travel of the vehicle. What investigators have and what they've released to me is that the car was traveling, let's see, I just want to make sure, southbound.
Southbound.
So the hit and run car was coming this way. It was southbound on Congress Ave, approaching Executive Center Drive, where the impact occurred. Then left the scene. Didn't even stop, just continued going. But that car drove into the coned off work zone, struck the worker, and just continued.
You know what the speed limit is on? I guess it's 35 from what I see back there.
Speed limit directly to the south is 35. And again, when there's workers and any type of emergency vehicles in the roadway, you either have to move over a lane or reduce your speed by 20 miles under the posted speed limit. So that would make it 15 miles an hour that should have been traffic, that would have been considered the legal speed limit during the work zone.
Someone who stopped and was just asking us in the parking lot what's going on was wondering why the construction workers were out here at 3:30 in the morning doing road paving. You know?
Question is, what were road workers doing out here at 3:30 in the morning? I can't speak to the specifics on this, but as we know, with the South Florida heat and with the traffic, many of the road construction projects occur at off-peak hours, so that would be into the night. In some larger other cities, you know, they do all the work at night. That's not always possible, so I don't know what the logistics or planning was behind it, but it was marked. There are signs that you can see directly to our south that are work zone signs that are used during that process. Cones are put out, and it's done in compliance with the traffic rules.
You know how many other workers were here at the time when this guy was struck?
I don't know how many workers were on the site at the time. I know there were a couple of dump trucks, as well as at least these two that were involved, and then other workers. So I don't know if they were just traffic signal handlers or if they were actually involved with the actual project. I don't know what their exact roles were. What I can tell you is our victim is from Miami, and he was born in November of 1956.
Do you know the construction company that's out here?
I don't know. I can find out which construction company was engaged to do the project.
Can you describe the man's injuries?
Man's injuries are life-threatening, critical injuries. He sustained massive internal injuries, broken bones, his organs, internal organs. He was in surgery for, I believe, over 4 hours after the crash, and remains in the trauma intensive care unit at St. Mary's Medical Center. We're asking for anybody that might have information. You know, this is tragic no matter what time of the year something like this happens, but right before the holidays, it makes it all that much more tragic. So anybody with information, or if you're the driver of the car and you want to try and make amends, then the thing to do is to step forward, and we want to hear what you have to say and what your account is.
What do you think of this?
It's not what I think, it's what I know. And I guess unless you go through this, you can't imagine what the victim's relatives and family are going through, what his coworkers are going through, listening to the coworkers that called 911, the frantic 911 calls. They describe what's happened. This is obviously something that will affect them for the rest of their lives.
Any idea how long this work had been going on? If it's a project that maybe just started?
I don't have any information onto the length of duration of the project. That would, that's not something that we have or is really relevant to our investigation. Our investigation is focused on the facts of the case, finding out who was driving that car, where that car is, if there's a passenger car, dark-colored passenger car with damage that maybe a neighbor, if the person lives in the area, didn't have damage yesterday, but maybe has damage now. Obviously, see something, say something. We're urging them to contact the West Palm Beach Police or Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County.
Your release said that the man is not expected to survive.
The release said the victim is in critical condition. Critical condition in and of itself means that it's touch and go.
Are you releasing his name?
I'm working on getting his name, and we'll be releasing that shortly. A formal release is coming. We wanted to get this information out now so people can start reviewing any security camera footage they have while it's still fresh in their memory. Again, this was an overnight crash, right around 3:39 in the morning. Just before then is when it occurred. So if anybody was in the area at that hour, saw something, or has any information, we are urging them to contact West Palm Beach Police. Thank you.
Can you point out, Mike, which kind of roughly where it was, which corner closest to where the crash was?
It was the inside lane that was coned off where this is painted.
Yeah.
Inside southbound travel lane. So that was coned off.
Southbound's
Veered
over
in-
here.
This is southbound. So the inside southbound lane, this lane, was coned off. He veered into the inside lane, struck the worker was catapulted.
So it happened out there where that arrow is, that white arrow.
In there, or
that white
that's
car
right.
is.
There's two lanes.
Okay.
Or is
So-
it, is it
So it's the paved lane
Where the